Yo, what is up, all you Stone Cold Superfly Fish Keeping Funkadelics? You watching AQUA Aquatics with me, Aqua Funk. Okay, so I didn't plan on this video. This video is super impromptu. I got a phone call about an hour and a half ago, 2 hours, something like that. I still was wiping the cold out my eye. It was Carlos from Royal Fish Aquatics. So he said he was gonna be in town. He's making money, hustling fish, slanging fish. And I said, you know what, that'd be a great opportunity for me to bring to you some insight on what goes on in the business of breeding, importing, and selling fish for profit.
Every day I'm hustling.
All right, so I'm in the parking lot waiting on Carlos, but we're working with Puerto Rican time, so ain't no telling how long it's gonna be. I just called him, he said 2 minutes, so in Puerto Rican time, it's actually about 15 minutes. Oh no, that's him, he just pulled up right there. He just pulled up, you saw him? All right, so check it out. Carlos just pulled up, and he's pulling fish out the car right here. Carlos, say what's up?
What up, what up?
So he's pulling fish out the car. He's got his fish right here. We're about to walk in to, where's that? That store right there. I'm gonna ask him if I could film. I'm not gonna film the actual business transaction, that's private. But afterward, I'm gonna see if Carlos could give us some insight on how the whole process works. But in the meantime, I'm gonna see if I can get a little fish tour in at the same time. It's like a double, a twofer. Y'all got a twofer. Alright, so we just came out. Carlos did his business, made a little bit of money, and I'm gonna try and get a sit down with him so that he could explain to you a little bit about the process of working for yourself, breeding, selling, importing fish. Alright, so here we are. We're with Carlos. He just came back from doing his business transaction, selling fish. Carlos, first of all, Royal Fish Aquatics. I'm gonna go ahead and put all their information in the description below. But real fast, can you tell how someone can get a hold of you?
Instagram, Facebook, Royal Fish Aquatic. You can always message me, or on my website, royalfishaquatic.com has all my links to get in contact with me. So if you ever need to get in contact, just go to royalfishaquatics.com and you can message me through any social media site.
All right. So what just happened? Like I bred fish, right? In Jersey, I sold fish. I only sold to pet stores because I didn't feel like dealing with individuals coming to my house and whatnot. But the tricky part is getting a relationship with these pet stores, so you can have on. So what is it that you do to get your foot in the door when you have abundance of fish, angelfish for instance? You got abundance of angelfish, you're ready to start selling them. How do you get your clients?
If you have confidence in your fish, the first thing I do is I give them a couple bags of fish for free for them to sell, and then when I come back next week, they'll pay me. Consignment. So they like the fish. They noticed that the fish didn't die in their tank. They got good quality fish. So then after that, after you build that relationship, you do consignment maybe once or twice. Then after that, every time you deliver, they'll pay you right then and there because they know the quality of fish that they're getting from you.
I did a video. I'm gonna put that in this little whatever side. I don't never know what side that little car comes in. But I'm gonna put it on one of these sides, and it's basically the same thing he just said. It's almost like drug dealers, you know what I mean? You get them hooked on a product.
Oh yeah.
You know, and then they keep coming back, but you gotta have a good product.
Yeah, good product and really have some hustle in you because you're gonna get a lot of no's from certain places. And as long as you keep coming back, sooner or later, they'll be like, oh yeah. For example, angelfish. I knew a couple stores that were getting angelfish constantly. But after a while, me constantly coming by, they started buying my angelfish. Now they buy my angelfish instead of the other guys because they know that my fish are not dying in their tanks. So they're able to make money off their fish.
Another thing you can do, and it's if I get back into selling angelfish, you know what? I shouldn't say because now I'm gonna tell you anyway. I'm gonna let y'all know so y'all can make some money too. Listen, I worked at a pet store. I worked at multiple pet stores, and one of the things we really liked about some of our suppliers is we didn't have to do nothing. They would come in, they would rearrange their own product, their pricing, and all that stuff. So why not do it with angelfish? Hey, a 29-gallon, a 40 breeder is cheap in the long run. Tell these people, listen, I will set up a display of just my fish. Boom. That means this store gets a display that they don't have to pay for. Honestly, if you stop working with them, you can always take it away. It's your stuff. But you go every week. You could check up. You can say, hey, you're low on this, you're low on that. It's some angelfish. Here, pet stores don't like empty tanks. You know what I mean? So you got to go there and make sure that you got them taken care of.
And that's a key thing is going every week.
You got to follow
being
up
there, even though they might have a slow week and they might buy 1 or 2 bags only from you, but they know you're coming every week.
Pricing. Listen, you're just starting out. You're Eddie's angelfish. You know what I mean? It's not like you're a big time. So some people think they're gonna get rich every time they sell some fish. So how do you properly price a fish? Mind you, it's different everywhere you go, but this is just in this particular situation.
I'll give you a quick example. Not giving my prices away, but for example, if the competition, a couple other wholesalers are selling that goldfish for $1, it's gonna be hard for you to go sell that goldfish for $1.50. Even though the store's selling that fish for $5 and they're making 500% on it, they don't want to pay a lot more than what they are. You might get $1.25 if the quality is there.
You have to be stellar.
And you gotta know where they're getting their fish. Now, for example, I have a store that used to get imported fish. They used to pay $1, but they used to lose about 1/3 of their fish. So that $1 per cost per fish just went up on them to $1.60, $1.70. But when I walk in the door and I sell them a fish for $1.25 and they lose maybe 1 out of every 20, they'll buy my fish instead of the other person's fish.
Now that 5 that he mentioned, 500%, is kind of my key. If I see, if I go to a store for the first time and I don't know how much he's buying his fish for, because they're not going to tell you. They're not going to say, hey, I buy this from this supplier for this much. No. Nobody's going to really tell you. But you can kind of judge. If they bought it if they're selling it for $5, they probably only paid $1 for it. Not 100% on all fish, but generally speaking, angelfish, yeah, they probably only paid $1 for it. So keep in mind, just because they're selling something for $5, that don't mean you could sell it to them. You'd be like, well, I paid this much. This is how much they're worth. Well, you're selling wholesale. You're not selling retail. You really got to know the difference.
And know your area because I go through several different cities selling fish, and the market's a little bit different. Tampa, you're more closer to a lot of farmers. You're competing with not just the wholesaler, but you're competing with the farms. When you get further away from different areas, you got to know your market, because over here I might get $1 for that goldfish, but somewhere else, maybe 2 cities over, they might pay me $1.35, $1.50 for that goldfish, just because they can't get that goldfish over there as easy as they could get it in this area. So you got to know your market, you got to know your pricing, you really got to know your competition before you even jump into this trying to become a wholesaler supplying a lot of stores.
But I don't, even though, like you said, you got to know all that stuff, it's something that it's going to be, you're not going to automatically be good at this. You know, you're going to lose some money sometimes. It's a process, it's a learning process. So if you've been thinking about doing it, start out like he said, hey, I got fish, give it to him for free, or consign. I did for free. I gave him for free. I gave him like 10 angelfish for free. All right, so I gave him like 10 angelfish for free, and then I went back a couple days later. I was like, yeah, you want some more, don't you? So here's the thing. It is rewarding, but you're not gonna get rich off of it.
No.
Okay? You could make extra money on the side. Now, I'm not saying it's not possible. It is possible, but it's a hustle.
And it doesn't happen overnight.
It doesn't happen.
Not at all.
Yeah.
Not at all.
But it definitely is rewarding knowing that you can make your own money. Just for instance, when I was in New Jersey, I made $250 a weekend on angelfish. It was a lot of work on my part. You know, I did have overhead, so you know what I mean? But it's something that you gotta be prepared for. One other question, what is the biggest downfall to what you do?
The biggest downfall is competing with the importers. Dealing
with the importers. That is a problem. But my question is like, if what's the one thing you think before you started you would have never thought in your head that it was an issue, like it was a factor in breeding fish, like it took you totally by surprise? For instance, for me,
I'm trying to think.
For me, the thing that took me totally by surprise was managing how many fish you can sell to somebody. For instance, I pretty much had a lockdown, and I accidentally overextended how many fish that I should sell. I ended up hurting myself because I sold too many fish at one time, and I didn't think, no, let me keep some for next week, because you know they called me up next week, and I was like, ugh. For instance, I had a guy who said, I want all your angelfish. I can't do that because next week I need angelfish to sell to the other suppliers. If you're not consistent, if a pet store calls you up and be like, hey, I need to fill a tank, and you're like, I ain't got it, they're gonna ask somebody else. Now they started a relationship with somebody else. You don't want that. So that was, for me, that was the thing, is not selling, not trying to get every dollar every time.
Me, what's been tough is trying to figure out the market. Because one week everybody will buy barbs like crazy. They'll buy them. Next week you come, a decent amount buy barbs. Third week, nobody wants them, or they just buy a little bag. They were buying 50 from you a week, and now they're buying 10. And it's like, why are they only buying 10? Oh, they're not selling. The little wave of barbs went down, and now they're looking for you know, neon tetras, or they want Congo tetras. Because for a while I was getting rid of Congo tetras like crazy out here. And now it kind of slowed down. They're not buying as much Congo tetras.
So basically what he's saying is he has plenty of Congo tetras if you're interested.
Always.
He also has a YouTube channel. Catch him on YouTube. He does live streams every week, guest videos. It's Royal Fish Aquatics on YouTube. Carlos, I appreciate you, you know, letting us into a little bit of your world on how to do this. And I really think that if you're interested on doing it, go slow. But anyway, listen, I'm gonna do more videos like this on breeders and stuff like that, so in case you did. But until then, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate Carlos for letting us in your world a little bit.
No problem, bro.
Take care of yourself, take care of your family, take care of your fish. All right, so he's off to do, Carlos is off to do his next store, but he gifted me that bad boy right there. Check him out. Check him out. I got a perfect place for him.
Word up, free fish. Can't be mad at that.